All right, we are recording, so we got to talk serious now. All right, so well, here we go. Pull the first question up. The first question is not working.
Not good.
Operator error. There we go. Is 3.147/18. 47/18. Now, first of all, I looked at one of these questions. All right, this question right here is pretty much a graphing question. It is not a completing the square question. You could do it by completing the square, but it would be a pain because you'd have to multiply through by 100, and that's going to give you 1x. It's going to give you negative x squared plus 4,400 minus dang old 1 million or to 100,000 or whatever. It's going to give you a BA number on that back number, and you could still do it, but I'm going to just show you how difficult it would be. And even if you punched it in a quadratic formula, it would still be a pain. So this problem right here is 100% graphing calculator. All right. Is it a test question? If I did give you one of these on the test, it would be 1. Okay, I'd only give you 1, and that'd just give you some extra points. If you did try to do it, it would be negative 0.01 x squared plus 44x plus blank is equal to 100 or 1,000 plus blank. And I would go through and multiply by 100, and that would give me negative x squared plus 4,400x plus blank is equal to 1,000. We add 2 zeros. So that's going to be 100,000 plus blank. Factor out a negative 1, and that's going to give you x squared minus 4,400x plus blank is equal to 100,000 plus negative 1 times blank. And now here's where you're going to have to use a calculator, because I'm not Rain Man and I have no idea what 2200 squared is. But it's going to be some BA number. 22 squared is like, hell, I don't know. So somebody take 4,400, that's going to be 2200, and multiply it by itself. Somebody tell me what you get.
4,840,000.
Yeah, see? 4 million what?
840,000.
So that's why you don't want to try to do completing the square here. So I'm not even going further, because that'll give you x minus 2200 quantity squared negative 1. I'm just going to finish it. Take 100,000 minus 4,840,000. Somebody do that. 100,000 minus 4,840,000. That's too many zeros. I'm not even going to try it. What is it? Negative what?
Negative 4,740,000.
That's what I thought. 740,000. And now that's going to be your vertex. So your vertex, somebody write your vertex down. Vertex is 2200, comma, 4,740,000. 4,740,000. That's your vertex. So at 2,200 units, I don't even know what the question's asking. 2,200 units, you're going to get a maximum of 4,740,000 something. I guess profit. I don't know if that's what it's asking. Yeah, profit. All right, so let's finish and find the x-intercepts, because that's probably what it's going to ask next, because I think we might can muddle through this, because it's going to be a positive, so you're going to have x-intercepts. So I know it's going to be, it's not going to be this one. Why? Why is it not going to be that graph? Because that's a floating parabola. Oh, my Lord. Are they trying to cancel classes? Y'all already done got out of here like a bat out of Hades. If that was true.
They said it'll blow up our phone because that emergency system will do it. Blow like last time those tornado warnings came, I was sitting at the house. I got like 5 calls from Tri-County.
Yeah.
Get in the hallway.
I'm not even there. Why are you texting me?
Voicemails, calls. They're blowing on my phone.
How are you gonna pin?
I'm looking to see if they are blowing up any. It doesn't look like they're blowing up anything.
This email that just came in.
Huh? What is it? National Coming Out Day with Solus. Whatever. My God. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm about. It's about time for me to retire. I'm really about ready to retire because I'm about ready to retire. I guess I just shut up. -1, it's going to be x minus 2200 quantity squared is equal to 4,740,000. And somebody take the square root of 4,740,000 and just give me a decimal. X minus 2200 is equal to positive or negative. What is it?
2,177. You want the decimal to the tenths?
Yeah,
0.2.
to the hundredths.
Oh, 0.15.
1.5?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so somebody add 2200 to that, and that's going to be 4377.15.
Yep.
4377.15. Somebody check me. That's right. That's 1x intercept. And then the other one is going to be dang old 822.85. Somebody check it. What's negative 2177 plus be positive, right? Somebody do the negative. What do you get? Negative 2177.15 plus 2200. I'm sorry, what? 22.85. I'm sorry. I was thinking of something else. I'm sorry. I was thinking of 2900 or something. Okay. So, if I wanted to graph this on some kind of a graph, it would look like this. Oh, why is this one not the answer? Because it's not crossing the what? The x-axis is a floating graph, so this one has x, so it's either A or B, but I have no idea. So here's my graph, and 2200, and so way the heck up here, 2200, let's say that's 2200, and I'm sorry, 4,000,000, be out here, so 2200, dang old way up here, and this would be 4,740,000. Okay, so that's that point. That's the vertex. The y-intercept, negative 1,000. Negative 1,000 would be down here. And mine's way out of proportion because, and 4377, well that's 2200, so 4,400 would be right over here. So 4377 would be right in there. That's 4,400. And 22 would be just a speck right in there. So it looks like that. Of course, mine's out of proportion because I'm drawing on a very small little area. So you know that the furthest you're going to have to go is around 5,000 on the x. And you know the highest you're going to go here is what? Maybe 5 million?
Yep.
So I don't know what they're asking you to do, but we've done everything we need to do. What happens to the number of units produced is between 1 and 2200. Well, what's happening to the graph between x is 1 and x is 2200?
Increasing.
It's increasing. What's happened on this side? It's decreasing. The domain is what? The domain is all real numbers. The range is negative infinity to 4,700,000. The highest profit is 4,740,000 at 2,200 units. So I would say probably the 4,400 is probably correct. That's correct. And this 4,400 is correct. 65,000 and 6,000. I don't know if that's correct because I guess one of them's correct, but I don't know what the difference in 6,000 and 65 unless you're going by a certain amount of units. I would say 5 million, but I don't know which of those answers are correct, but you can punch it in your calculator and see, because I'm just going to hit A. I want to get to the other parts. Let's go to the other part. Let's see. Okay, it's A. I don't know what the difference in A and B is because it's not that much of a difference, but unless they're asking for the vertex. When the number of units produced is between, the profit is increasing. Okay? Okay, is everybody still with us? EC is still with us and OC is still with us?
Yeah.
How's Pickens calling me? That's a student, I know, but I can't answer it. They need to text me. What else is going to ask? After 22 units, the profit is big. Now, I do like this question. I don't care nothing about A because to me, A is confusing. But B and C I do like. But I've been asking you that ever since the get-go. Now, again, I showed you how you could do it by hand. I would much rather you do it on the calculator. Okay? And for those of you that are a little bit rusty on the calculator, I'll pull up the handy-dandy calculator. It'll just take me a month to type it in because I suck at the calculator. That's a good thing. If you suck at the calculator, that's not a bad thing, okay? If you can twirl it around on your finger like a basketball, that's not a good thing. All right, y is equal to, what was it? Somebody tell me it's got it written down. What was it? Negative what? Did y'all not write it down? Hello? Nobody wrote the problem down. I know I need the original thing. Negative something x squared.
Negative 0.01 x squared
0.01 x squared
plus 44x
plus 44x. Oh, wait a freaking minute. Let's see, this is why I don't like calculators. Down x, wait a minute, I got to do x squared. Squared. All right, what plus 44x? Be minus 1,000. Minus 1,000. And hit graph, and of course you're probably not going to see it. You could probably hit zoom fit. So hit zoom. I'll try zoom fit. Good gosh. Zoom fit is 0. And of course that didn't help worth a flip. So you're going to have to go to the window and put in some crazy X-Men. Again, we only care about the first quadrant, but you know, I'm going to put 0 and then 4400. And then I'm going to type Y min 0, or I'm going to punch negative 100 just so we can see below the x-axis. And here, what do we say, 5 million? I'm trying, people, I'm trying. And graph. And it didn't graph. Maybe that's why they did the 6,000. I still don't understand that 6,000. Let me take this down. What did they say? 600,000? Is that what they had?
Wasn't it like 60,000 and 6,500 or 65,000?
Was it 65,000?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it was. 60. Yeah,
I don't know,
60,000.
especially when the freaking Vertex is like 4 million. But there it is, and then of course you can do second calc. And there is your, okay, okay, 474 million. I multiplied by 100. That's why I had the million. I'm sorry. That's my mistake. Okay. I forgot that when you got your final answer, when you got your vertex, the y, you have to divide by 100 because you multiplied by 100 when you first started. I forgot. All right. So anyway, there it is. And again, I'm not really concerned with you doing that by hand. I just want you to be able to do it on the calculator. But that's a good question, whoever sent it. Okay? I don't mind that one.
Is there a way I can log into MyLabs Plus without going through Blackboard?
Yes.
Because it won't let me in.
Yeah, because Blackboard never works. That's why I don't use it. All right. You can go to tctc.mylabsplus.com and it'll send you to that when you log in. Okay? All right, next question. That was 47. This is, log me out. God, what a surprise. Sorry.
Yeah, what's that ringing?
Let's see, that was 47. This is 53. We're gonna do Miss White, and that's 110. Okay.
You hear that ringing? Oh, stop.
Oh, there's not a second.
There it is.
Y'all hear it ringing?
Yep.
Yeah.
Gone now.
That's just all the drugs you've been doing. 53/20. 53/20, 3.1. Okay, this is a good question. Why is this a good question? Because this is a standardized test question. That's why. You're going to see this on any type of standardized test. First thing you do is make a mention of this. You go ahead and write that down, put it in order. Nobody ever writes an equation like that. I don't know why these books do that, but nobody ever writes a quadratic equation like this. So first of all, you rewrite it. S is equal to negative 4.9t squared plus 49t plus 35. Now, if you did want to do it by hand, you can do it by hand, but this is another question that is pretty much a calculator question. It's a trajectory, so that means that it's going something like that. And you got, where it starts, you got the vertex, which is the highest point, and then you got where it hits the ground, that's your x-intercept. So it's probably going to ask you this one, and it's going to ask you that one. Okay? Let's go ahead and negative 4.9t squared plus 49t plus 35 is equal to 0. Negative 4, I'm going to go ahead and that'd be 49t plus 490 plus 350 is equal to 0. I multiplied by what? 10. So that's going to give me negative 49t plus 490 is plus blank is equal to negative 350 plus blank. Factor out a negative 49. And that's going to give me t minus 10. 10t, sorry. Forgot the t. Plus blank is equal to negative 350 plus negative 49 times blank. And y'all, you want to get your calculators out. 10 divided by 2. 5 squared, 25. And that's going to be negative 49 times t minus 5 quantity squared is equal to, somebody take negative 350 and, I'm sorry, take negative 49 times 25. What do you get?
Negative 1,225.
Okay, go ahead and add those two together. Negative 49 times t minus 5 quantity squared is equal to, and what's negative 350? Dang on negative 1570. What is it?
1575.
1575. So, what is our vertex? 5, comma, 1575, but it may be 157.5 since we multiplied by 10. So that's going to be, or unless, since we did it before we started, it might, let's just see what it comes out to be. Let's see, let me read the problem. If a ball is thrown up at 49 meters per second from the top of a building that is 35 meters high, 157.5. 157.5, we'll check that. Okay, we'll check it. And I'm going to divide, somebody divide negative 1575 divided by negative 49 and tell me what you get.
32.14.
32.14. And then take the square root of 32.14.
5.67.
5.67 is close enough for government work. T is equal to positive or negative 5.67 plus 5. That's going to be 10.67. And negative 0.67. So at 10.67, right here, that'd be 10.67 seconds or whatever. I don't know what they're asking, but I think that's probably what that's going to be. So the t-coordinate of the vertex of the graph of the quadratic is t is equal to, well, the t would be the x, so that would be 5. At 5 seconds, t is equal to 5, or they're asking, I can't. I haven't read the question that good, but I would say 5. And then they're going to ask the height. This is where you got to be careful. The vertex is 157.5. Yeah. Explain the meaning of the coordinates of the vertex. Well, at 5 seconds, the highest point is at 157.5 feet. Or whatever they're doing. I don't know what units it is. The ball reaches its maximum height. That looks good to me right there. Nine times out of 10, if you draw a picture, it will help you out tremendously.
You only have to divide back by 100 if you do it in the middle of the problem.
Yes.
So if you do it, you don't have to do it.
Yeah, well, I did. Yeah, I did right here because the answer was 1575. You just have to do it with the y because the y is multiplied by 10. So you have to bring that decimal one back. That's why I did. See down here, it's 1575, and I brought it back one.
Okay.
It's just because the way it just is the way it falls.
Okay.
Over the time interval of the function increasing. Where is it increasing? From the beginning to 5 seconds. So y'all tell me which one that is. Let me move this. I can't move it. Oh well. Let me try.
A.
Which one is it? I'm moving. There we go.
A.
A. Thank you. I'm still trying to move my drawing. Okay. Now, this brings a point to not only this class, but also from my college algebra class, which we're doing the same thing in college algebra. 9 times out of 10, if you draw a picture, it will help you. All right. Now I'm saying this because we got some people in here, as well as my college algebra, that invented this formula right here. Okay. They invented this formula and they wrote this book. So you don't need, you feel like you don't need to draw a picture. Wait till your second semester physics class, okay? Or wait until you get to your second semester calculus class in business. You're gonna have to draw a picture, okay? And Vertex is always your highest point. So always remember, draw a picture, it will help you tremendously. Now, if you wanted to do this with a calculator, boom, punch it in the calculator, go to your trace feature. I'm going to do that just in case anybody is a little bit rusty. And I don't know, I hope I can work the calculator better. I really suck at the calculator. Let me go here and there. And type in negative 4.9, negative 4.9. And then I'm just going to hit delete there. X squared plus 49x plus 35. And graph. And of course, it's not going to show it. I'm going to go to zoom. I'm going to try to hit 9 again, see if it'll put it. Let me hit zoom 6. Try to get it back down to okay. So we need to go back to window, and what was this? 10, so we need to set that at 0, 10. Now let's make it 15. And then negative 10 is good to 200. And hit second trace and go to it. Maximum, it really doesn't matter whether you pick minimum or maximum. It goes through the same algorithms to find it. Left side is right there. Right side is right there. And that just narrows the search for the calculator. And there is at 5 and 157.5. If you wanted to find the x-intercept, you hit second, trace, find the intercept or find the 0. And you go down here. The reason we don't need the initial, because you throw in the dadgum ball or whatever. And left bound is right there. Just go below the x-axis, right bound, and then give it a guess and enter. And there is your 10.67. What did we get? 10.67. It's a miracle. So that's a good question. Is it a good Hand question? No, it's a good calculator question, so do it on your calculator. When we get to a good question, doing it by hand, I'll tell you. Any questions on that one? All right, let's try nerd. All right, I think we're going to move down to these two questions. 3.1, 75, and 71. So we'll go with 71. 3.1, 71. Okay, a softball is hit with an upward velocity of 112 feet per second, blah, 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 blah. I love these questions because they don't even give you the dadgum trajectory formula. They just think you're supposed to know it by heart. So let's go over to the handy-dandy viewing example because I don't want to have to look it up and write that down. It's right there. Negative 16t squared plus the initial velocity times time plus the horizontal, the height, first being thrown. So your is 112 per second at 6 feet. So that's going to be negative 16t squared plus 112t plus what? 6. So we're going to go S is equal to negative 16t squared plus 112t plus 6. All right, now do it by hand. What are we looking for, Hubert? It doesn't matter. You're going to find everything. So that's why I teach it like this. S is equal to negative 16, I'm going to write it again for you, t squared plus 112t plus 6. No more sneezing in class. See how much better it writes on the right side than it does on the left side? Negative 16t squared plus 112t plus blank is equal to negative 6 plus blank. Somebody divide 112 by 16. What do you get?
7.
Good. So negative 16 is t squared minus 7t plus blank is equal to negative 6 plus negative 16 times blank. Half of 7 is 7 halves. 7 halves squared is 49 fourths. Somebody check me on that.
Yeah.
49 fourths. And that's going to give us shortcut number 2. Negative 16 t minus 7 halves quantity squared is equal to, might as well quit, negative 6 over 1 minus, what happens to that 4 and that 16?
Use.
It cancels and makes this a negative 4. And negative 4 times 50 is going to be 200. So that's going to be, subtract 4 would be 196.
Yep.
I'm sorry. Would it be not 196? Help me out.
Yep, it would be.
Okay, so I don't need the fraction, so I can take that 6 over 1 out. And that's going to be negative 196. Who's got a question? I'm sorry, huh? 4 times 49.
Okay.
Who else has got a question? When I hear mumbling, that's usually a sign that there's a question. Okay. Thought we were going to communicate there. Negative 16 times t minus 7 halves quantity squared is equal to negative what? 202?
Yep.
All right. So the vertex is at 7 halves, which means 2.5 seconds or whatever this thing is talking about. And I mean that for a reason, okay? I say whatever it's talking about because students, this is what students do. They read the question and they start to freak out. Then they read A and B and they start to what? Freak out more. Don't do that. What you do is well, first of all, you have to write this, the blank formula down because they don't even give it to you, which is stupid. Okay? They don't even give it to you in the question. Write that down. And then get this. And then once you get this, you say, well, Hubert told us to find everything. So if I find everything, I'll get the answer. That's what you're supposed to be saying. Okay? So our vertex is at 2.5 seconds. Right? 7 divided by 2, 3.5 seconds. 3.5 seconds.
Yep.
We reach a total of 202 what? Feet. So that's our vertex. 3.5 seconds, 202 feet. Sorry about that. This thing writes crazy on the left-hand side. 3.5 seconds. So that's your vertex. Now, I want y'all to finish and solve because it does have x-intercepts because what comes up must what? If you throw a ball up in the air, it's going to what? It's going to hit the ground. So all of these will have x-intercepts. So somebody take 202 and divide by negative 16.
12.63.
Okay. 702 squared is equal to 12.63. Is that what you got? 12.63? Now, I'm not Rain Man, but somebody take the square root of 12.63 and just give me hundreds. C minus 3.5 is equal to positive or negative. Well, the square root of 12. Let me see if I can try it. Let me try it. I know nobody's going to communicate with me, so I got plenty of time. So the square root of 9 is 3. Square root of 16 is 4. 9 to 16 is 7. 3.5 is going to be 12.5. So you're talking about 3.5, I would say maybe, 3.5 or 3.6. What is it?
3.5.
5.
Oh, I was off.
3.6 be round.
3.6, good enough for government work. So T is equal to positive or negative 3.6 plus 3.5. Now, do we need the negative? No. Why? Because you're not throwing backwards. Okay? We don't care where the x-intercept is behind you. Okay? Because technically, if you draw the dadgum thing, you're standing right here at 6 feet. Technically, that's what it looks like. And you don't need to know the negative or what's behind you. You don't need to know that. You're wanting this one right here where it hits the ground because you already found out where the highest point is. So now you got to find out where it hits the ground. Okay? So it hits the ground at 7.3 feet or 7.2 feet? Which one is it? 7.1. What is it? 7.1. 7.1 feet.
Yes, 7.
Or seconds or whatever. 7.1 seconds. So at 3.5 seconds, you're at 202 feet in the air. And then at 7.1 seconds, the ball hits the what? Ground. Don't you feel like you're smart? Dang old confident, dang old. I have to wear sunglasses in the building. Oh, okay. I got a question. All right. Maybe some of you guys can help me because I've seen this the last 10 years of my academic career and I don't understand it. What is it with these guys walking around with a gallon jug of water?
Stay hydrated, man.
Okay, there's a water freaking fountain right down the hallway, and there's these things called water bottles. Okay, why do you carry around a gallon jug of water?
I know one dude that does it. I think he thinks he stays
I think
hydrated.
it's something to do with, I want to put a sign around my neck that says I go to the gym.
Yeah.
Maybe. JC, where you at, JC?
He's not here today.
JC's okay. JC's going to fail. All right, I'm just going to fail then. You know. So nobody knows what the gallon jug is about?
It's all about image.
Yeah, I think so. It's kind of like the sunglasses inside. I think so. Okay. I drink water every day, but I don't carry around a gallon jug. I drink at least 5 of those water bottles. That's 20 ounces. I drink at least 5 of those while I'm here. So that's 100 ounces. I'm supposed to drink 200 ounces, so 250 ounces.
They were like weighing us before practice and after practice to see how much weight we lost.
Maybe if I carry around a gallon jug, I'll drink more water. What do y'all think?
Try.
Anyway,
Do it.
shut up.
It looked great. You're like a model.
202. So the function, the model height of the ball, y is equal to 202, or they want to. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to write all that because it'll take me forever. I like how they ask y'all for the equation and they don't even give it to you. I guess all y'all supposed to be physics majors.
Physics. Wait, what's
Maximum height is 202 feet. And that's it. That's all. That's a good test question. Except, make sure you write down, hold on. Make sure you write that down right there. S is equal to blah, 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 blah. Now that V sub O is your initial velocity and the H is your initial height. So if it says a 6-foot guy throws a ball at a velocity of 15 feet per second, then that's going to be plus 15 plus 6. If it's on a 20-foot house or on a rooftop, then H of O would be 20 foot. It all depends on what they ask. So make sure you know that. Yes? Who's got a question?
Yeah, what do y'all talking?
Everybody with me?
Good, go.
I really don't know how you would do that question if you didn't either, one, know physics like the back of your hand, or you're given the question. I don't know why they didn't put that in the... No wonder you had that question.
Yeah, I didn't know. I was stuck.
All right, just for giggles, do that one. And that way you'll have 2 of these in your, because this is a test question that I would give you on a test to do by hand. Okay? So that's going to be negative 16t squared. What?
36.
Plus 136t. Make sure I didn't forget it. Is it plus or minus 8? Is all of it plus?
I'm pretty sure it's plus. Plus
Okay,
8.
yeah. I wouldn't want y'all to write it down in your notebook or anything.
It is. I looked.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. So she's using technology, huh? That's 10 years old. That's good.
She still ain't figured out how to put a video on the board.
Only at Tri-County Tech does teachers think they're using technology and it's 10 years old. I went to a meeting the other day. Did I tell you about the meeting I went to and they forgot to take the lens off the camera?
No.
All right, all right, y'all ready? I have to go. Okay, of course, I don't have to go to the Pendleton campus because I have to beg like crazy to Skype in because we got these nice rooms and these nice facilities, and they want me to drive up to Pendleton, park in BFE, walk 2 miles uphill both ways, and finally go to the meeting, okay? So I tell them, I say, why can't I just Skype in? Finally, after about 5 or 6 times that I begged them to, they let me Skype in. So I Skype in, and there's 6 to 7 math instructors sitting around this table. Everybody with me?
Yeah.
I turn on the Skype, they can see me fine, everything's good, but I can't see them. It took 20 minutes and a call to the IT department. The IT guy had to come over to the room and pop. I'm going to do it to y'all right now. Okay, here goes. I just picked it up. It took 20 minutes and an IT guy to help 6 to 7 math instructors do that. Okay?
Oh, God.
Oh, now it won't work.
Ain't about technology over there.
Gotta love it. Gotta love Tri-County Tech, I tell you what. It used to not be that way. It used to be everybody was pretty much up, but about 10 years ago, everybody said, F it. You're not going to learn no more technology, and that's when everybody just started turning stupid. Yeah, that was supposed to be funny, so yes, I'm glad some of y'all laughed. I have a sense of humor. I'm glad some of you laughed. Oh, we're going to have a lot of actuaries in this classroom. Y'all going to sit in closets, aren't you? Work for insurance companies and just sit in a closet.
It's national come out day.
That's what most of y'all are going to be doing, right? Because y'all don't communicate, so y'all going to be actuaries, sitting in a closet with a little radio beside you,
Coming out of the
crunching numbers.
First day after
Because, buddy, when you get in the real world, you don't communicate, that's where you're going to end up. You're going to end up in a closet. Plus 136 T plus blank is equal to -8 plus blank. Factor out the 16. Somebody divide 136 by, what is it, 6? What is it? What's 16 into 136, excuse me?
8.5.
Uh-oh, so that means a fraction. So we're going to have to, 8.5 comes out to be 17 over 2. What is it? Or 18 over 2, what is it?
Yeah, or no, 19. Yes.
7.5.
17.
17 over 2?
17 over 2.
Okay. All right, 16, that gives you t squared plus 17 over 2. No, 17, 7 times 6. 7 times 6 is not, 7 times 6 is 42. Must be 8. No, that's not right. That's not right. I'm just going to take 136 and divide by 16. 136 divided by 16 divided by 2. That's going to give you what? 36. 136 is 78 or 68?
68.
68 over 8. And that's going to be 34 over 4. Y'all check my math. And that's going to be 17 over 2.
Yep.
17 over 2. Okay, my bad. I was thinking of 17 halves squared, or t, plus blank is equal to -8 plus -16 times blank. All right, what's 17 halves divided by 2? 17 fourths, 17 fourths. Quantity squared. Is that 17? Is that 16 is 190 or 216.
289.
289, thank you. 289 over 16. So that's going to be negative 16 T plus 17 force.
Yep.
Quantity squared is equal to, oh my gosh, 16's cancel. Negative 8 minus 289. And that's going to be negative 16 times T plus 17 force. Quantity squared is equal to negative 297. Somebody help me out.
Yep. 297.
So what's our vertex?
Negative 17 force and positive 297.
No, that's not supposed to be a negative. It's supposed to be a negative. When I factored out the 16, I was too busy working on the division. That's supposed to be a negative.
Okay.
Because you can't have a negative x. You can't have a negative x when you throw in a ball. You can't have that.
Yep.
There we go. All right, now. That 17 halves was messing with my head. So that's going to be 17 force and 297. So at 17 force, 4 will go in there 4 times. So that'd be 4.25 seconds. Somebody check me out. 4.25 seconds. It's going to be 297 feet. And now finish it out. Divide 297 by 16. T minus 4.25 is equal to, what's 297 divided by 16? 18.56. I only care about the positive here because I can't find the x-intercept behind me, so that ain't going to work. So I don't really care about the positive or negative on this one. So T is equal to 22.81. Check me. So at 23 seconds, the ball's going to hit the ground. And at 4.25 seconds, you're going to be at 297 feet.
Right.
Luckily, y'all as business majors aren't going to have to take very much physics. But it's a good problem to show you how the vertex works as well as the x-intercept. The maximum height is 297 feet. And it's going to hit the ground at whatever, at 22.81 seconds. Good problem. Next. Log in again.
So,
Oh, God. Yeah, in 2030, when the rest of Tri-County Tech will be using email, email their questions, just won't have to do this. Next one is, I think this one. Somebody, let's see, what was the first? That's 71. Yeah, 75. It's this one. 3.175/29. All right, try that one. Now this one is a booger. I would probably do this one by graphing. I would not even try to do it any other method. The only other method I would try to do is not completing square, but quadratic formula. And I ain't even going to, because y'all had that branded into your brain in high school. So just go ahead and graph it and tell me what the vertex is. Tell me what the x-intercepts are. If you tell me those two things, chances are you can answer that question. Make sure you bring your graphing calculator when we have this test, because I will give you a couple of questions to do on the graphing calculator. Not much, maybe 1 or 2 questions. I haven't decided when I'm going to do the test yet, so y'all don't need to worry. Y'all need to worry about finishing the homework, because some of y'all hadn't even started. I'm going to pull up the handy-dandy calculator. I'm going to punch it in while y'all are working, because it'll take me that long to punch it in. Negative 0.36x squared, negative I hate this thing sometimes. I really do. Oh my God, just forget it. I don't know what this thing's doing. It's just doing it. It's just doing its own thing. There. Negative 0.0.3 insert 6 x squared plus 39.39 x plus 5743.44. 5743.44. Okay, I went ahead and punched it in, and of course it did something stupid. It's not an operator error. It's always blaming on somebody else. Oh my God. Don't ever have one of those days where nothing works your way? Just nothing?
Every single day.
Every single day? Good gosh, you need to start doing drugs or something. All right. That's a joke, a sense of humor, okay? Sense of humor. Told the class they need to start doing drugs. Okay, graph. And we know we got a y-intercept of 5743, so you know you're going to have to get at least way above that. So I'm just going to do window, and I'm going to go from 0 to, I have no earthly idea, I'm just going to go 100. And then the x or the y, you can go below it, but I'm just going to do 0 to, since the y-intercept is around 57, I'm going to go to 10,000. I have no idea if that's going to work or not. That's all we need right there, because there's the vertex. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom out. I don't like working with the window, as y'all can tell. I meant I don't like there. And that's all you need. Now, this is a business type question, or it's a population question. Are we going to consider the second quadrant over here?
No.
No. We're going to worry about the first quadrant. So, if you want to blow it up to the first quadrant, that's fine. It says find the input and output of the vertex of the graph of this model. So let's go ahead and hit second, trace, maximum. You don't have to, you can do minimum if you want to. Move over to the left a little bit, hit enter. Move over to the right a little bit, hit enter. You don't have to do that, but the reason you do that is to narrow the search for the processor. Okay? And enter and write that down. 54.71, and 6,820.92. So at that point, 54, okay, somebody tell me what 54 added on to 19, or 55. What's 55 added to 1990?
2045.
So 2045, according to this, the population is going to be 6,820, boo, 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 whatever it's going to be. Millions, billions, whatever. And it's going to level out down here. Well, trace. It's going to level out down here at 100 and 200 years. Just say 200. Make it easy math. So 200, so in 2190, everybody's going to be obliterated by a nuclear bomb. That's what it's saying right there. I'm just kidding. I have no idea. Dang old Judgment Day. Dang old sacrilegious you. Judgment Day is not making fun of the Bible. Judgment Day is the name of a Terminator movie. All right. So it says interpret the values from part A. Well, we did. The vertex means that at a certain year it's going to be, what is it, measured in thousands of people? Small town USA. 1990, and in the year, what do we say, 2045? It's going to be whatever it was, something thousands, which would probably be millions since it was such a big number. For what years after 1995 does this model predict that the population will increase? From 0 to, well, from actually negative. So we need to find that negative number. So hit trace. Oh, I'm sorry. Second, trace, 0. I'm ready to quit. I'm ready to quit. 0, and go down here, and we're going to move it to the left one. Now, they do want to know, I would assume there's two possible answers to this question. Okay? Right there is the left bound and the right bound. Okay, 78 years. Somebody take 1990 and subtract 78. Somebody tell me what that means, or what that is. Okay, at 1912 is where we started to see an increase. All right, because everything's what here? Increasing. And then it's decreasing after, what do we say, 2045 or whatever? But they don't want to know that. They don't want to know 1912. Why? Because numbers since 1990. 1990 is 0. 1990 is this y-axis right here. This is 1990. Okay? So, you would say from 1990, somebody give me that, what was that vertex again?
54.7.
54.7, comma?
6,820.92.
So years would be 55 years and 6,821. Okay? So somebody take 90 plus 55, and that's what? 2001.
45.
All right, so they will probably say from 1990 to 2045, because the question, the context of the question puts you at 1990 instead of 1912. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't know. Let's just see what they're asking. Let's just see what it says. The input at the vertex is, oh gosh, I'm still on question A, is 55. What did it say? Round to the nearest hundredth. Somebody give me that 54.7. Is it rounded to the nearest hundredth or what?
That's the answer. 1990 and 2045 on A.
Okay, so it's 1990. No. It'd be 2045 right here. Is that what they're wanting? And y is equal to 6821. Said round to the 100, so it's probably not going to like that. It's probably going to want the decimals. I'm just going to hit check and let it answer it. Yep, they want the decimals. So write the decimal in right there, okay? The population, B, interpret the values. The population will be maximized at 6821. Now, why am I rounded to the nearest hundred, even though I'm rounding to the nearest whole number? Because you don't do 54.7 years. You do 55 years, and there ain't no such thing as 0.92 people. So if this was a real world question, you would say 6,821 in the year 2045. So that's what I'm going to do, because that's what you do in the real world. Probably get it wrong. Yep. So it's not the first time I got a real world question wrong. Yeah, that's what they're wanting. They're wanting, they did round 2045. Well, that's nice. And then you'd add the thousands. You got to add the thousands because this is in thousands. Highlight the thousands right there. So I'm starting to see where y'all are having the questions. Y'all probably not having the questions with the actual math of the algebra. You're having the questions because the questions suck. Okay? The questions are not very detailed. The model predicts that until the year blah, 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 the population will increase. Model predicts that until the year. That's really contradictory. That should be, I think they're asking for 2045, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
That, is it me, or does that question not say that? It should be until the year 2045. Until the, okay, it does. Okay, I'm sorry. So this is a good calculator question. And like I say, if I give you a test on these first three, I mean just completing the square. If I give you a test, 80% of this test is going to be by hand completing the square. The rest of it will be either a calculator question like this, or it might be one of those projection, throwing the ball up in the air, or whatever. If I give you a completing the square question, which will be 10 questions on completing the square, or 10 questions. 8 of them will be by hand completing the square, showing me the vertex, showing me the graphs, showing me all that good stuff. Everybody with me?
Yep.
So we did one question today that was pretty much by hand. The rest of them be 1 or 2. Anybody got another question? I don't see any other questions sent. Anybody got a question? All right, I'm going to let y'all squeeze out of here today. You need to work on those first 3 sections of homework, at least completing the square. Monday, we'll probably review for the test, and I'll give you a sample test of what it'll look like, and then we'll go from there. So it looks like probably Thursday, we'll probably be having an in-class test, okay?
All right.
Y'all have a good one. Good weekend.
Thank you.
Why do y'all ask questions when I finish? What? Yes, on paper. Yes, the in-class test will be on paper.
Is the homework due on Thursday too?
I haven't decided that. If I do turn off the homework, it'll just be the homework on completing the square. Right now, the only homework that exists to you is just completing the square, which I think are the first 2 sections.
Okay.
Okay? It might be, where is long division? Somebody look at an outline. Where is the long division start? Anybody got an outline? Yeah, the first two sections, 3.1 and 3.2. That's all you need to be worried about right now.
Okay, thank you.
Y'all have a good weekend.
You too.
You.